Welcome to the Forge POV, where we cut through the noise and dive deep into the forces reshaping tech and business. No fluff, just real insights. I'm Subrata Kar. In our last two episodes, we explored why software as a service or SaaS isn't obsolete. It's evolving into a hybrid model powered by AI. If you missed those, check out the links in the description below. Today, in part 3, we push that evolution even further as we enter the realm of agentic AI. So, what exactly is agentic AI? It is not your typical automation. Instead of waiting for commands, agentic system sets their own goals. Imagine your software not just processing data, but actively making decisions, like the difference between a regular oven and the one that self-cleans. Is the shift from do as you say to act because it makes sense. Agentic AI here to supercharge your existing tech stack. For example, think of a mid-size e-commerce company using Salesforce. Traditional automation might boost efficiency by 10 to 15% for sure, but layer in agentic AI, and suddenly the CRM starts reordering follow-ups, dialing in outreach, even adjusting ad spend on the fly. The result, not just incremental gains, potentially a step change in performance, sometimes 30% or more. That's the frontier we are exploring. So let's get into it. Now, I know some critics say agentic AI is just another buzzword, like robotic process automation, chatbots, or predictive analytics that overpromise and underdeliver. And there is a truth to the skepticism if it isn't done right. So here is the deal. Agentic AI only shines when three key conditions align. First, structured domains. In environments with clear rules, say reviewing legal contracts or processing tax returns, agentic AI works like a charm. It knows the boundaries so it can operate with precision. But move into ambiguous territory and it struggles. Second, high quality feedback. These systems learn from every interaction. Imagine a warehouse AI that continuously updates order routing to cut delays by 25%. But if the data is noisy or outdated, the system makes confidently wrong decisions, and those errors multiply fast. Third, carefully scoped actions. Agentic systems work best when their tasks are narrowly defined. Think of a support agent that handles email triage but hands off any anomaly. Give it free rein in complex financial decision making, and you are risking chaos. You see, when these stars align, the payoff is massive. ServiceNow's virtual agents, for example, have cut support volumes by over 50% and slashed resolution times significantly. But misapply these agents, and you get nothing but expensive lessons. So, is agentic AI overhyped? Well, it isn't a silver bullet for sure, but when deployed with precision, it's a powerful tool. Let's talk about impact. Agentic AI doesn't just tweak existing workflows, it reimagines how work is organized. Imagine traditional work. A customer ticket comes in, a human assigns it, and then waits for a reply. With agentic AI, that process is inverted. For instance, picture a logistics system that detects port congestion in Singapore and automatically reroutes shipment while updating ETAs, only alerting planners if necessary. Companies like DHL are already doing this with AI powered control towers. But the change isn't only about speed, it's about roles. Humans aren't displaced, they are elevated. Instead of routine data entry, people now design and supervise these intelligent systems. And you know what? The new roles are emerging. AI trainers who fine tune agents with real world context, agent supervisors who monitor performance and adjust thresholds, human in the loop specialists who step in when judgment, ethics, or regulation require human touch. And there is the challenge of governance. Traditional KPIs like hours logged don't apply anymore. We now need new kind of metrics like end-to-end resolution velocity, escalation rates, autonomy confidence thresholds, and without this, even the best system can spiral out of control. So the bottom line, when you get roles, workflows, and governance right, your agents don't just scale, they compound value across the organization. Now let's dive into what these systems actually do in practice. You see, agentic AI isn't about replacing entire jobs. It's about automating high impact, repetitive tasks that drain human energy. Consider these five types. Executors handle routine tasks like resolving IT tickets or processing onboarding forms. Think of ServiceNow's agents cutting support volume nearly by half. Orchestrators. These are coordinators. Picture a scenario where someone sends a Slack message for a new laptop and the agent checks the inventory, opens a ticket, and updates HR automatically. Analysts monitor data, alert when something goes wrong, like tracking patient vitals in hospital or spotting fraud in finance. Optimizers learn and adjust over time. In supply chain, they tweak procurement and distribution daily based on real time data. And finally, explorers. Now, the newest category, agents that simulate scenarios and test strategies before decision is made. They are like strategic interns who run simulations and highlight options. So the key is these agents aren't sentient. They are built to offload the repetitive work so you can focus on what really matters: strategy, innovation, judgment. But they need tight boundaries. Without proper oversight, even the best agent can become irrelevant or error prone. Here is where it gets really revolutionary. You see, agentic AI isn't just an added feature, it's remaking the software as a service itself. In the traditional model, this is what you do: you log in, click through workflows, trigger a process, wait. But in this new era in the system, it anticipates what you need and acts before you even ask. This is what we call a work back model, software that starts with your goal and works backward to execute it. Imagine a marketer's dashboard that doesn't just show your campaign performance, but automatically adjusts budgets, tweaks messaging when it senses a dip. No nudging needed, no dashboard to refresh, just intelligent action. And the thing is, this isn't some surface level upgrade, it's a foundational shift in how value is created and who or what is creating it. Let's walk through this evolution. We are moving from system of record to system of action. CRM used to mean logging calls, tracking activity, just documentation. Today, platforms like Salesforce, Einstein, GPT don't just store data, they act on it. They draft emails, time outreach, move deals forward based on the live engagement signals. The system doesn't just observe the relationships, it advances it. App centric tool to ambient agents. What I mean by that is instead of going into an app, navigating tabs, running a report, you interact through your daily flows. MoveWorks is a great example. It works inside Slack or Teams. It surfaces insights, resolve issues, update systems, all without you opening anything. The platform fades into background, but it's always there, always working. Workflow automation to multi-agent collaboration. This is where it really gets powerful. Picture this. One agent notices mismatch in a vendor contract. Another one pulls up historical contracts. A third drafts an update version. A fourth pushes it into your ERP and triggers compliance checks. You did not choreograph that. The agents did, independently, intelligently. A mesh of agents, each with a domain, collaborating, escalating, resolving. Now, this isn't a prettier dashboard or faster clicks. It's about rethinking what it means to use software. So, software as a service is evolving from static tool to living systems. Systems where agents, human, AI co-create outcomes in real time. And that's what we mean when we say software as a service or SaaS is in time, is evolving into something way more powerful, a hybrid model where proactive agents augment human intent and accelerate execution like never before. All right, so how does agentic AI actually work under the hood? You see, it's not a magic, it's a tech stack, a carefully engineered systems, kind of like a really well built Lego set. Each block has a role, and only when they all click together do you get a system that can reason, act, and learn like a true agent. So let's break it down. At the base, you have got what is called foundational models like GPT-4, Claude, Gemini. These are engines of perception and cognition, amazing at general reasoning and language understanding. But here is the catch. They don't know your business context. They don't remember past interactions on their own. They are powerful, but context blind. That's where memory comes in. Vector databases like Pinecone or Viviate give agents long term memory, not just conversations, but of documents, past decisions, customer preferences. Without this, every prompt is a blank slate. And with it, the agent remember your CRM notes from the last month and connects them to today's query. Now, to anchor the agent's output in reality and reduce hallucination, we use what is called retrieval augmented generation or RAG. Think of it like agent's librarian. Before answering a question, it fetches real knowledge from internal sources. So instead of guessing about a pricing change, it checks your Notion workspace or Salesforce logs first. But here's a challenge. Your data pipelines need to be clean and connected. And in most SaaS environments, information is scattered across many systems or tools. And this brings us to what is called knowledge graphs. And these maps out entities, relationships, even causalities. They let agents go beyond predictions and into reasoning. Imagine asking, why did the churn spike after our pricing change? A knowledge graph helps the agent connect workflows, feedbacks, and sales data to give a meaningful answer. But here's the truth: building those knowledge graphs is still mostly manual and fragile, especially in fast moving business. Next, the tools and API layer. This is how agents act: sending emails, updating Salesforce, generating support tickets in Zendesk. But every SaaS product has its quirks: authorization flows, rate limits, outdated APIs, seamless integrations. Easier said than done. Then comes orchestration layer. Frameworks like LangChain or AutoGen or Crew AI manage the flow. They decide when to retrieve the knowledge, when to call an API, and when to loop in human. This is where we move from clever assistant to autonomous collaborator. And finally, the guardrails layer: access controls, audit logs, rate limits, confidence threshold. It is critical because in high stakes environment like healthcare and finance, compliance isn't an option, it's non-negotiable. So when someone says agentic AI, they are not talking about one model or one tool. They're talking about a full stack system built from foundational models, memory, RAG, knowledge graphs, tools, orchestration, and governance. That's what turns software from passive to proactive. And that's what makes it agentic. Let's zoom out and look at the future of work. It isn't about AI overloads or machine run dystopia. It's about human agent mesh, where every process is a collaborative effort. Imagine starting your day with a smart briefing from your AI agent, highlighting what was resolved overnight, flagging risks, and showing what's already in motion. You plug in directly at the strategic level, leaving routine tasks to the agents. In this model, every role becomes hybrid. Think about it. Support team focus on optimizing agents rather than solving every ticket. Analysts interpret insights from both human and machine data. Executives measure real progress, not just outputs, but outcome quality. Smart leaders will ask, how many workflows are now driven by agents versus humans? What's the real impact of autonomous decision on cost and speed? And how do we ensure every decision is ethical and accountable? This new operating model demands a skill set we call agent literacy, knowing how to prompt, delegate, and audit digital colleagues. And here is my take: the winners aren't the ones who bold AI as an afterthought. They are the ones who design their processes from the ground up, integrating agents as a true teammate. So here is my challenge to you. What's one process in your organization that still requires manual intervention but realistically should be agent driven? Send your thoughts to subrata@subratacard.com or tag them on social using hashtag Forge POV. The most compelling idea will find its way into the Spark Digest, our deep dive newsletter where we expand on these insights, frameworks, resources, and analysis that you won't find anywhere else. And if this episode sparked a new way of thinking, do me a favor, like, share, subscribe to the Spark and the Forge podcast. It helps us to reach more curious minds building the future alongside us. Thanks for tuning in. And remember, we are not just talking about the future of work, we are forging it. Until next time, stay curious, stay thoughtful, keep forging forward. Bye for now.
I wanna be the best in the game, invest in my name, check no restraints, I'm obsessed with the pain, I ingest, I retain, assess and I change, possessed by the thought I'll be free one day from